Okay, so today I am building a modern house, which is not usually my style. It doesn't come that naturally to me to do houses like this, but every now and then the mood strikes, and I do try to be as diverse as possible as I can with my builds. I want to be able to try all sorts of different things. I just watched Simlessy's new video where she did a Mediterranean house, and that made me want to try out a Mediterranean house, and I think that the packs are all very specific, and it would be interesting to try a whole bunch of different ones. So in this build, I wanted a lot of windows. This front area was originally supposed to be a garage, and then I thought, like, I don't know. I don't really like doing garages in my videos because, first of all, they're not, I mean, they're realistic, but not to the game, because we don't have cars or garages. So, I mean, we have that garage door that comes in the game, but it's pretty horrible. Like, it's not very nice. It's not like in The Sims 3 when we had garage doors that had like little windows, and they looked and they functioned as actual garage doors, and these ones don't really. It's just a piece of decor, and they never look good anyway, so I rarely do garages. I am right now working on a family home, which I think it does have a garage at the front of it, but it doesn't, for me, they never look natural. And even like when you take the little kid's toy and size it up and make it a car in the driveway, it doesn't look that good. I did do that in that build, just for the sake of showing that it is a garage, but I mean, it's not totally realistic for the game. But anyway, so what I had pictured for this build is a lot of black and white, a lot of windows, and I kind of wanted it to be, I don't even know, just a mix of things that I've never done before. So I really struggled with some parts of the build that I actually ended up cutting out, like the floor plan. I think I cut that out because it was a nightmare. Like, I don't know why I struggle so much with floor plans, but I find that if I'm aware that I'm recording, I can't take my time with the floor plan, and it doesn't end up being my best work. So what I like to do is just stop my recording, figure out the floor plan, and then come back and keep recording, because it sucks that that part isn't in the video, but at the same time, I know that it's not going to be my best work if I'm just rushing through it. So I think it's entirely skipped in this build. Also, on the inside of the house, I had a vision for the front foyer where you walk in and there's a pond on one side and then the stairs going up. And I wanted it to be, I don't know what they call it exactly, but basically just open floor above. And I could not figure out how to do that. It took so long. In the end, I do figure it out. I think I had to watch a YouTube video on how to figure that out. But I think I cut that out because it was just sad. Me struggling with that was sad. And I've done it before. I forget which build it was, but there is a build that I have where I have the open space below that looks to the floor below. I've done it before. I don't know why I couldn't do it this time. So I think I cut that part out as well. I've been watching a lot of the Sim Supplies videos, and that's kind of what got me in the mood to make something a little bit more modern, because like I said, it's not really my style. It's not really my go-to that I always want to build, but for him, I think that's like his specialty. And so I thought that, I don't know, I thought that I would give it a go. And I don't know if it works out to be perfect. I mean, it's nothing like his, but I still think it's a pretty nice house, and I find that the modern houses I do actually get the most downloads on the gallery, and I'm not really sure why, because I'm not even that confident in them while I'm doing them. But I guess they turn out to be pretty good because somebody's downloading them. So the front was that little balcony above the garage door, or whatever that's supposed to be. That was not centered, so it really frustrated me, so I ended up putting 2 doors there. I don't know if that's stayed or not, but when things aren't centered, it drives me nuts, and then I regret just about everything and wish that I could just scrap the build. But I didn't do that in this case. So downstairs I did put that pond in. We're onto the windows now, but I did put the pond in downstairs along with the stairs leading up. And I don't really know about those side windows that have that kind of like, I don't know, they look like kinked windows. I don't ever use them. I've never used them before. I don't really even like them that much, but in this build I thought they looked pretty good, so I kept them like that. The backyard, you can just completely disregard that. That does not stay like that. I ended up changing it because I didn't care for it. This is me now struggling with the floor plan and the doors and the windows and where to put things. And I think this is when I finally stopped recording and I'm like, okay, I gotta spend some time to figure out what I want to do. And at some point you'll just see that it skips and we come back to the build with a complete floor plan. Also, I liked the idea of the living room being at the front of the house because I wasn't going to make that an actual garage. I liked the idea of the living room being at the front, but then I thought there was so much space in this house that I wasn't using. So it turned out to, it's a little bit different, I think, than what I was originally planning. And here's me now struggling with the staircase and how to make it open floor above and not get the floor, like, what happens is, I don't even know how to describe it really, but you build a room and then you put the stairs up and get rid of the floor. But you can't get rid of any walls, which is what I was trying to do. If you remove the walls, then the floor comes back and it's no longer open. So that was my biggest struggle. It does work out in the end, but even now I don't even know how I did that. I really don't. I probably have to watch the video. I thought about putting more like little ponds or fountains in, but I thought one's probably enough. I just wanted it to be one feature of the home. I didn't want it to be everywhere. So I think the only thing I knew at this time was that the kitchen would go in the back, and the rest of it was, I don't know, I was pretty open to what else I could do. And I even asked my brother, like, what should I do here? And he had no suggestions for me. He was like, I don't know why this house is a weird shape. And I was thinking, like, no, it's not that bad, but maybe it is a little weird. I don't know. But I think that at the end, the floor plan is perfect. So that's all that really matters. I struggled in the beginning, but I think that it worked out to be pretty good. I don't think the kitchen changes too much at this point. I remember that at this point in the video, I stopped and then I came back a couple days later because I was so frustrated that I couldn't make things work. And yeah, I needed a bit of a break, and sometimes that's just what you gotta do. So that's what I did. I never give up on a build entirely though. I have never given up on a build and not come back to finish it. I feel like nothing is a write-off. You can fix just about anything. So far in The Sims, I have never given up on a build. My Hamptons build, we'll see. That's if I ever give up on a build, it might be that one. It is just so much work, and it's just a work in progress. Every day I go in and do a little bit. I'm in no rush to finish it. It's gonna be the biggest build I've ever done, and when I do put out the video, it'll probably be in 2 or 3 parts because it's really intense. So now I'm just trying to figure out like a backsplash kind of thing for the kitchen. I don't remember what I went with. Something just a little bit more basic, I guess, because I went with a lot of blacks and whites, because that's basically what this build is, especially on the outside. That's all it is. But on the inside, I did blacks and whites and grays. Not very much color going on in this house, except for some plants in some areas of the house. Also, I put that little table in the middle of the kitchen because I really like that look, and I haven't been able to do it in very many builds. And I think it looks good there, so I put that there. And then for some reason I skipped over to the backyard and I kept doing things out there, and I had this idea, this vision in my head for a sunken in kind of outdoor living space with a fire pit. Don't ask what I'm doing here. I don't even know. I have no idea. I was just playing around and trying to make it look the way it looked in my head. And I mean, I finally got there. Again, it worked out in the end, but it was a little sketchy to begin with. But yeah, I just wanted a sunken in area where you could go down a set of stairs and sit on like a little bench and with like pillows, like a cozy bench, and have a fire. So I don't know if that's the original one that I keep or not, but that's kind of the idea I had. As for the living room, I had no idea where to put the TV. There was no walls for it to go on because there's no walls against the staircase, and on the other side is just windows. So I built this little half wall with like some plants in it, and then I had this weird idea. Now that I think about it, I don't do it until later, but I put a TV. I actually rested a flat screen TV on top of the green grass in that half wall. Like, how weird is that? I don't know why I did that. It looks okay, but realistically nobody just plunks a TV into a pile of dirt and grass. I don't know what I was doing, but I don't know. I would do it over again for sure because I don't know where else to put it. Also, I'm a big fan of fancier lights above dining room tables. So I just took that like swirly chandelier, sized it down and put that above the table. And then I took the same light and put that on the top floor above the pond. And then I also had an idea, I was laying in bed thinking about this build, and I had an idea for like a waterfall that went from the top floor all the way down into the pond. And so that's what that is. I struggled with the windows a little bit because they were 3 squares and there are no 3 square like big windows. So I think I changed them. It was a bit of a struggle though. I kind of wish that I had just done it maybe either 2 or 4, not an uneven number, because yeah, none of the windows flowed that well. I also struggled with, I think my issue with modern builds is that you can't clutter them up too much. You have to know when to quit. And that's my issue, is that I want to fill every corner and every wall and every window covering. Like I want every window to be covered, and I want like tables and decorations and rugs, and I want so much clutter. But I think in modern builds, like less is more, and you have to know when to calm down and stop adding things. And that's my problem, is that I can't really do that. But you go into modern houses and they don't have much. Like it's very, very basic and very clean, and yeah, like I said, it's not my thing. I don't think I could ever live in a modern house. It's definitely not, I don't know. I just find them to be very, very cold. There's no character, there's no life. It's just very cold. They're interesting to look at for sure, but fun to make as well in The Sims, but definitely would never live in a modern house. And so yeah, there's the TV that's going in. Just put that on top of the grass. And I played around with some couches. I had a vision for an L-shaped leather couch, but of course we don't really have those. And even when you try to make them, they look funny. So I went with just those black leather, sleek, boring couches. And the coffee table that has like the little fire pit in the middle. I tried the aquarium table, but it didn't look good there. It looked kind of weird, so I got rid of that. Just added some other things like lamps and plants. Again, trying to remember that less is more in these builds. You don't want to put too much in the house. The whole idea is to make it look very sleek and modern and not too filled up with junk. So on this end of the house, I put a bar. I didn't know what else to put there. It might be a little weird because if you're walking by the house and looking in that big window, you would see behind the bar, which is kind of strange. But then I thought, like, I don't know, not everything can be perfect. So I went with this, put in some wall hangings, some plants, like, again, not too much, trying to keep it looking sleek. I don't know if I keep those mirrors. I tried a million different things. Also some more light fixtures. The house had a lot of natural light, but it also needed quite a bit of light fixtures as well to make it look lit up, because modern houses are never dark. They're always full of light. And then also against that pond there, I was thinking, like, I don't even know what to do here. Like, I never thought about what the back would look like. So I put in that rock and that hanging plant and put in a little half wall, because I felt like if you walked right in, you could easily just stumble and fall into that pond. Don't get me wrong, that's funny, but I don't know, it looked like for safety reasons, it needed a little half wall. So I did that. I put some lily pads in. There's also like a little fountain, like a jet going up, and that does show up in the screenshots as well. And just some more windows over there, and I think that was it for that floor. Upstairs, I was thinking, in my head, I pictured a single guy living here. So I did 1 bedroom, a really big, weird bathroom, and an office. And I did have the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but then I figured I don't really want anything up there. I don't really want Sims going up there. So I ended up getting rid of it, and now it's just a closed rooftop. You can't actually get up there anyway. And so in the bedroom, again, it was very dark in there, so I felt like I needed quite a bit of light fixtures to make it brighter. And again, like, not super familiar with the whole modern theme. Not that I hate it, it's just that I'm not used to it at all. And so I kind of went with the furniture that I think it's all just base game that I don't normally use. And then I also put in like a TV stand and a TV. I had a feature wall, it's like the sandy colored feature wall, which I think works out pretty well there. Just put in like a bookshelf, some more plants on the bookshelf, and yeah, the bedroom is more cluttered up than the rest of the house, I think. The rest of the house has more empty spaces, but I think the bedroom worked out pretty well. And then do I go to the bathroom next? Okay, we gotta talk about this bathroom because I don't know what to say. I don't know how to explain myself. I don't even know what I wanted. I think I wanted something different. And so I built like this little area where I thought I'd have the shower and you would like walk in, and I don't know, this bathroom turns out to be so weird. I still don't know how I feel about it. I've never seen a bathroom like it in The Sims, probably because it's just so weird. I definitely wanted that corner tub because it's very luxurious and it fits the build, so I put that in. But then I wanted the shower and the toilet to have their own kind of like area of the bathroom with walls. So that's when I put the toilet in that shower room that I built, and it looks very grand, which is, I don't know, not quite what I was going for. So you walk into the bathroom and there's all these there's all these walls, and like I said, I can barely explain this one. You'll see in the screenshots, it looks pretty weird, but I went with it. After I finished it, I was like, okay, well, I don't know what I was thinking here, but it's done now, so there it is. You can just take out the walls in the bathroom if it looks that weird. And then in the other room, I thought I could have this as a spare bedroom, but then I decided I'd have it as more of an office space. I pictured the guy living here being as kind of like a lawyer type. So I put in like a computer desk with a couple of chairs facing in, like if he had clients or something like that. And then I think I put like an end table there. I was trying a whole bunch of different things. I really like that fish tank, and I wish there had been space in this house for it, but I think there was just no place where it looked good and it looked natural. If I had put it anywhere else, it would have looked different. It would have looked wrong, so I just had to scrap the fish tank idea, even though I really liked it for this house. So I just put in like some more like cluttery items in that office, and then on the balcony, I put a hot tub. There is a door that leads from the office to the balcony, and then I was playing around with some plants that I could put in there, but that didn't really work out. So I don't actually put in much of the landscaping in the build because it was very repetitive. I was filling up all those half walls with this that I'm doing now, and so I did the rest of that off camera. Like I did this wall, and then after that I did the rest off camera because it was super boring and repetitive to watch. And then on the front balcony, I think I just put a chair there, or did I do that on camera? I guess I don't. Okay, so that is it for this build. Now we're heading into the screenshots. Thanks for watching.